And I'm glad that you brought up To Go All the Way because it was historic. It was Netflix's first gay holiday rom-com.
Yeah. First gay rom-com.
First gay rom-com.
Yeah.
Period.
And last. No, I'm sure they've done
Also,
others.
you've had several of these milestones. You were in Partners on CBS, which was a sitcom featuring a gay couple.
Yes.
And it's wild to me to think like how watershed those projects were when I think about what's going on right now with a show like Heated Rivalry.
Yeah.
Where everyone, it's just like the mainstream blockbuster hit. Those two guys are the hottest celebrities in the business right now. It's just so accepted and fine. It's so nice to think of like we've made this progress. How do you feel that being like, because you were a part of these things that paved the way to that? How does it make you feel to see this sort of happening?
Well, I'm so proud of I mean, when I think about, like, last week I was in LA and I did Viva Betty, which is Mark Indelicato and Ana Ortiz's podcast, Rewatching Ugly Betty. And Mark Indelicato is 31 now.
There's no way he's 31.
Yeah, he's like 30 or
That child
31
from
years
Ugly
old.
Betty,
That
oh my
child
gosh.
from Ugly Betty is now a 31-year-old man with a mustache. and like spending, and I've gotten to see him a lot, especially lately because he's on Hacks and we run into each other at events and stuff like that. And to watch him be so good on Hacks and be such a good man. He was always good. He had great parents and he always had a great head on his shoulders. And he was never one of those weird kids that you meet on a set that's like, oh, there's something, not quite a kid about you. He was always a kid. He was sort of meant to be in this business, even at 11 years old when I first met him. But I'm just so proud that, like, not only did Ugly Betty like show a character like mine, but to show that guy, to show that character, and now to know all these years later, he's still great and he's still well adjusted. We see so many sad stories about child actors.
And like you said, like he's on Hacks. He's
killing
in the
it.
funniest show on TV.
Yes, he's
Shrinking,
thriving. Yeah, he's thriving, and so like, I'm really proud that not only did we do something really special with Ugly Betty and open a lot of doors for a lot of people, but we have the receipts. There's Mark Indelicato. He's a grown up and he's killing it. And I still to this day, almost every project I'm on, somebody at some point will say, Ugly Betty is the reason I got into fashion, if it's like a photo
It's the
shoot.
reason I'm working at a news publication.
It is?
Yeah, I was obsessed with that show when I was in college. It was my sophomore year is when it premiered, and I like fell in love with the idea of celebrity journalism and magazines. Obviously, magazines don't really exist anymore.
Right? No, I guess not.
But yeah, watching you on that show was part of why I wanted to
God.
do this.
And New York, right?
of
like
course.
to see New York and be like, oh my gosh, I could live in New York and I could be this and I could do that. Very cool. But then, to see that like Heated Rivalry is just like the biggest. I mean, Heated Rivalry was all over my algorithm before I saw it.
Right.
Like I hadn't even yet seen
Just
it.
the screenshot of their butts in that shower was everywhere in my Twitter.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And my partner was watching it before I was, because I was like unable to watch it. And he was like, can I just tell you one thing about it? And I was like, no, babe, you can't. I'm going to watch it. Of course I'm going to watch it. Let me have my own experience. I don't want to have this like, and when I finally did watch it, I binged it. I watched it over like 2 nights. And it was beautiful. And it's a wild thing to imagine, like, we still have these spaces where it's dangerous to be gay and to come out. And I think what's great about this show is that it doesn't focus on the homophobia. It focuses on this like love and this real romance. And unfortunately, I mean, I think it's, I won't get into like all the things I think are brilliant about the show. But unfortunately, we still do have to see this side where, like I was saying before, we're seeing these characters not as their authentic selves, lashing out at people. But it's done I think it's so authentic.
Yeah.
Like, that is, of course, I'm nothing like these guys. I don't play hockey. I look like that.
Suddenly I love hockey after watching the show. We'll say that.
But I definitely understand what it's like to be that distracted when you're with your parents, or that distracted when you're with your best girlfriend, that you lash out at them. That is that beautiful and relatable. And
In that college episode, the finale where they're just like,
oh my God, at the
in
cottage,
love
yes.
at the cottage. It's so beautiful.
I know. It's very cool.
Yeah. I realized today how relevant Ugly Betty is always going to be, because someone sent me a meme of Victoria Beckham stealing Vanessa Williams' thunder at Vanessa Williams' wedding.
Oh my God.
Which is exactly what Victoria Beckham is being accused of by her son right now.
Oh my God.
There's a scene where Victoria Beckham plays Vanessa Williams' friend, and she
I
steals
remember.
all of her thunder at the
God.
wedding. So
Kevin.
that scene has come back because of this news.
I didn't even think. Of course, I remember. It was a huge deal when she did the show because she was huge. I mean, obviously, those two are just like crazy famous, but that was like a major moment. Kevin, you're blowing my mind right now.
It is.
I did
like,
not remember that was the story.
As if it was scripted in response to what's happening right now. That's how like on the nose it is. And it was 19 years ago.
Wow. That is crazy. Okay, so you want to hear my story? Is they were awesome. They were really cool. David Beckham was there.
Oh my gosh.
Hanging around. And so were all the children. 3 of them, right? Aren't there 3 children?
Sure.
And they were obsessed with me because we had a whole, like, because Vanessa's kids were around a lot. And it was just a really and we had Mark, of course. So it was like a really playful set. And those kids we played, rode around on bikes, golf carts. It was like, I remember them coming and it being like a fun party. And that's
little did you know
they were
what
all
happened 20 years later.
They were all really cool and you know, like throwing a ball around and wow.
Yeah.
You just blew my mind.
I'm happy to do it.
That's crazy.
And then finally, obviously, this is Obsessive Podcast. It's written everywhere. We talk about the TV shows and movies we're obsessed with. I'm very curious, like, what is right now, like, the unmissable TV show, movie, whatever you're watching? Like, what are you obsessed with right now?
I gotta say, and I'm a little biased because I'm a Shakespeare nerd, as you know, but Hamnet.
Oh, yes.
Is so good.
Just make sure you have like a Costco-sized box of tissues when you watch this.
Well, and this is the thing, like, because I read the book, and the book is beautiful, but very sad. Yeah. And I was in a play that called Jane Eyre that was about Shakespeare and his wife, in part, Anne Hathaway, or
right.
Agnes.
The original Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, the original Anne, or Agnes, or Annis, or however, or Anus, however you say her name.
That's how they say it in the movie.
In our play was very silly, and we did make an anus joke. Talene Monahan, the great Talene Monahan, who is a dear friend, wrote this amazing play, Jane Eyre, about, basically it was about Shakespeare trying to write King Lear in quarantine. She wrote it during the pandemic. Because you remember during the pandemic, everyone was like, Shakespeare wrote King Lear during quarantine.
So, like, what are you doing
yeah,
with your
exactly,
time? Yeah,
exactly. So what are you doing sitting at home? So she wrote this hilarious play about him with writer's block. And in it, Anne Hathaway shows up. Or Agnes. Anus. I can't get it right. No, it's Anus or Anus or... It's not Agnes. Yeah. There's no G, but it's...
just hard with their Irish accents to...
It's beautiful the way they say it. Anyway, so I was familiar with this story and this play and this book, and the book is really, really sad, and I was a little bit nervous to see the movie because I was like, I don't know, I like how, you know, that's not really my thing, but it is sad, but it's so thrilling. Mm-hmm. I find that movie, and I don't want to spoil anything, but like,
I mean, when she reaches out her hand,
that third act is some of the most exciting stuff I've ever seen in a movie. Yeah. And obviously I'm biased because I'm in the theater and I love Shakespeare, but like the idea, because what you forget and what I forgot is that like the people of Shakespeare's time didn't have phones. Obviously nobody forgets that. Didn't have televisions, didn't have cinema, and only got to go to the theater on rare occasions. And in the case of Shakespeare's wife, I think she'd never been to the theater. Mm-hmm. I think we get to watch her first time going to the theater. And I don't want to say anything else because I think everyone should see it. I don't want to spoil anything because it really blew my mind. But I thought what they did, and props, shout out to the filmmakers and everybody, You know, when Jessie Buckley won the Golden Globe, she thanked the background actors. Did you catch that?
Have you seen? There's a viral video
Yes.
of them dancing to Rihanna.
Yes, at the
So
rap.
Yeah.
With their rap. They're like
Their last shot.
that's
yeah.
a rap. Yeah. Really cool. But like, it truly is like exquisite work by background actors. And I mean, and background actors are a total unsung hero of the business because they have to do a lot, and people just refer to them as extras, or like, and it's a big job. It's like it can be really challenging. It can be really unforgiving, and sometimes they can really make or break a scene.
Yeah.
And this last act of Hamnet is just, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I dare say I'm obsessed, Kevin Fallon.
You got the cue.